Hi everyone, welcome back to Creda. Today is day 12 of Creda. It is super early in the morning. It is 3:16 Central Standard Time. I was going to do a live video, but I chose not to, only because I think that most of the people that will watch the channel are asleep, and then the people that probably would be watching are probably insomniac non-crafters, but I may be wrong. So today we're going to be revisiting something that you've all seen me do at least 2 or 3 times on camera. Yep. Got out the handy dandy envelope punch board. Again, thanks Tracy for sending this to me in our Happy Mail exchange. We met through Elemental Designs channel, just in case you are wondering. Where she does a Happy Mail exchange a month, every month on the 15th. So the 15th is right around the corner. So you should go over and check out her channel, where you can meet crafters just like yourself, and you can swap out things like pocket letters if you choose or whatever. I have met a few people over there, and I've enjoyed doing swaps with Tracy. Now we kind of do swaps offline, even though it's still Happy Mail exchange, and once I get them, I do make videos in reference to Happy Mail exchange. So what I couldn't sleep. I have I have life going on right now. So what I've decided to do is I need to take care of some postage, and I got this out. This is a 12 by 12, and it's from the Bella Flora paper collection, Craftsmith collection. It's the Hot Buy, and I just pulled out a few pattern pages. And usually for me, when I get ready to destroy some paper, so I got this 8 by 8, and then I have this strip, and I have this strip right here, which is a 12 by 4, and then this would be a 8 by 6 maybe, or 8 by 4, I don't know. Yeah, a 8 by 4 I guess. So these are the remnants from me cutting down that 12 by 12 paper, and these are still good scraps, so I'll be using those as well. What I want to do is I don't even want to look at the pattern side because I always get off on that. But this is an 8 by 8, and when you look at your card or paper size, I cheat, I guess, not really, but I always try to find paper sizes that are even, not like 9 1/4. Who's gonna do that? Not me. So again, these directions are very, very easy and simple to follow. Before I even get started, please excuse the stamping. And these are kind of foo-foo girly colors, so the person that's receiving these is a foo-foo girly girl, in my opinion, and they like these colors more so than I do. And what I plan on doing with this paper is, let's go ahead and start it out. So it's 8 by 8. You can't see what I'm doing. So right here is 8 by 8. That's my paper size. And so now my card size, which I'm not going to put a card in, I'm going to put some other stuff in it. It's going to be a 3.5 by 6 inch card. But now I got to go to the score line of 3 1/8. So I'm going to come over here, if I can get it together, 3 1/8. And I believe that this is probably the key to a lot of our problems when we are scoring and trying to mark this off. I'm not sure why. I know like I said, when I first did this, I struggled to do it. And then I was doing a rant video, and somehow it just clicked together. Because I had went online to see if other people were having this. Okay, so once you score it, and see, it didn't score all the way because I'm running my mouth. This is going to be a long Creda, just so you know, because it's so early. And hopefully Nicholas doesn't wake up my little roommate. It's probably going to be off just a little. Right there. Make sure you punch. You can punch before or after. I believe this set of instructions says to punch and score. The paper instructions, I think, says score and punch, and then the lady says score and punch. But the other instructions that I read say something totally different. And as long as you are scoring and punching or punching and scoring, it doesn't matter. I have seen a few tutorials on altered things you can do with this envelope punch board, and I do plan on trying it. Just not anytime soon, because for me, I have to see the instructions, understand the instructions, visualize the completed project in my head, and then craft it out. So I've already seen this completed project in my head, how I want it to be at least, and we're going to see if that works out. This little punch board is so awesome. I've made a few responses in the comments about my other one, the other video that I did in reference to this, and I do plan on using all of my envelopes, my prefabricated envelopes, but once I do that, I don't need to go out and buy another one. And so here we are. I'm going to turn this over, and the reason why I want to make these on the inside, I'm going to do some on the inside and some on the outside, because we're going to make this a little bit more fancy than the last time. We're going to be stamping this on the outside. So this one I think is probably the best one I've done so far of all of them. I'm not ashamed to say that. And now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and round the corners. And if you are a scrap pack rat like I am, you probably could do something with these. I can't unless you were putting these on the corners of a picture. I'm going to put them in the trash can only because I don't need them. I haven't found a real need for them as of yet, but once I do, you know I'm going to come back and tell you all about it. Something's going on with my desk. I feel like it's coming back away from the stand, and my little roommate was over here messing with one of the stand legs, and he was shaking the camera, so I think he may have pulled it a little bit. No big deal. I'll fix that on Monday. So today is Saturday, and tomorrow you'll have a pulled out view. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and fold the rest of the cards, and then we'll come back and we'll actually start working on the next set of this project. So this is going to be like a 2 or 3 part project. So when I come back, these will all be folded nice and neat. And you probably could round your corners. Let's just do that on camera, see if I don't screw it up. You could probably round your corners before you even get into anything else, because as long as you're scoring and punching on the right score lines, I don't really see a problem with it, considering you're not on the edges. And I sometimes screw up, so you can see like right here, see this edge is not as round as that edge, but no big deal. So it's probably not wise to cut off your edge or your corner on the first one, because you need to make sure that you're on that 3 1/8 line, just so you cut it properly. So now we know, do not cut your edges off ahead of time. Alright, so we are complete, and here are the patterns one more time. And I made the 2 pointy, because we're working on a 4-piece set. So I made the 2 pointy, and then I made 2 with the rounded corners. So we're going to pull out our Stamp Perfect tool. Thanks, Mom, to Create, for sending me this wonderful mail. And here we go. I like to keep my tools handy. Whenever I do get my craft room, I think I'm gonna have a table of tools and then my workstation where I can just reach and grab, because this table is a pretty decent table, but the way I have it set up is totally different than how most crafters probably craft. or most right-handed crafters probably craft. Because, you know, being a lefty, you set your stations up a little bit different than how right-handed people would set their stations up. So the first thing I'm going to do is just make a mention of what I noticed about these cards. I guess because it's not an even though it's 8 by 8 all the way around, it still looks a little bit lopsided to me. The way it folds, it just folds crooked. And I guess because I always expect for the envelope, like this piece right here, to be probably right around there and not hanging off the edge. But, I mean, no one notices that but crafters probably. Because the manufacturer probably was like, yep, this is good to go. So now what I'm going to do, I want to play around with this stamp set today. And this is a Prima stationery cling stamp set. And I got this from, what's the name of that company? Peachy Cheap. But let's talk about Peachy Cheap while I set this up. I do like Peachy Cheap, but I feel really badly because I had ordered something and Elemental Design, Carmen, she was like, let me find out Peachy Cheap is using, you know, they have stamps you can buy offline, and lo and behold, you sure can buy some of those stamps offline. So I'm going to use this beautiful rose right here, and here's where I have slight problems with using my stamp tool, but today I'm going to try to be very accurate. So I'm going to be putting it to the 4.5 mark at the top because I want this rose to go on like that. And since I have foam on the stamp, I don't need my foam right here. I just want to get it placed properly. And I'm going to be using the Martha Stewart gold colored stamp ink today on this one side, or maybe I'll just use coal because I'm hesitant. And I don't want to practice on these, so I'm going to go ahead and use black, my go-to, which is called coal in this instance. And now it's a little bit off. I want this rose that you can't see anymore to cover the entire back, this whole little flap right here, but I don't want it to hang off. So let's go back and revisit this placement, ladies. So I think that's 4 1/4 now. Again, I don't like measurements. I don't like fractions, decimals, and everything. I like to work in even numbers. It's just easier for me to tell you all, especially if you are going to be doing something similar to this. I don't want to tell you the wrong measurement and you go out and measure that measurement and it doesn't look like that and it's not proper or right. So I always try to work in easy numbers. Not to insult your intelligence, but just because it's easier for me. Also, I'm going to be making a washi tape card again, but I'm going to do like 3 or 4 cards. Let's see. I was watching someone talk about stamping, and she was working on her coverage, and her coverage wasn't good. And I'm not sure if they said take the ink to the stamp or the stamp to the ink, or I don't know. I think as long as you get it on there, it's fine, but it's very frustrating to apply ink and then it not go on. So in the comment section, because you all know I'm a new stamper, even though I have a million stamps, it seems like it. So you would think I'm not a new stamper. So this is what I wanted it to look like. I think I may move the paper over to the right just a little bit, but when she opens it, I want it to open up like this. So I am going to kind of predetermine what she can do with this envelope. And I'm only going to do it on 2 of them because this is what I'm going to do on this side, and then on the other one I'm going to stamp out the postcard, and then later on off camera I'll do the other thing that I want to do with some stamping. I did a video earlier, not today, but a little bit earlier this month, I think, and I'm not sure if it got deleted by me, but I was discussing swaps, I believe. Like, I'm in a swap right now with an awesome crafter, and I won't tell you all who it is. I've found that sometimes when you discuss your craft swaps with other people, some people feel the need to want to be involved in that swap. So if you want to do swaps with me, you all have my address, my email address. It's lefthandedcrafter@yahoo.com. No hyphen like my name is on YouTube. And I only did that to try to, because I couldn't think of a name at first, because I changed the name of my channel. So I really couldn't think of a name. And so I was like, I'm left-handed, I'm a crafter, why not? And I didn't want to put like left-handed, I didn't want to put like paper craft only and you see me doing, I don't know, something else. So it's easier to just have a channel, excuse me, a name that you do a lot of things on. Like if I said, hey, if my name was, I don't know, think of a good name to not insult anyone, because that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to use this one on the front in this corner piece while I'm thinking of a good name to discuss, and I'm going to pull this lovely little rose off and set it to the side. I do like working in corners, if you've ever noticed. I try to avoid the middle. But sometimes when I put, and this measurement on the side is just for me, it's not for the stamp. I just want to make sure I have enough coverage, enough room. I'm trying to think of a name. Brandy Sews, right? Brandy SEWS. So if I had a channel called Brandy Sews, you're expecting to see a lot of sewing. So the minute, I think, the minute I were to come on and be like, hey, we're going to do some fishing, you'd be like, I didn't come here for fishing. I came here to see you sew or talk about sewing, you know, anything dealing or related to sewing. So I do, as you all have probably noticed, I do a multitude of different types of crafting. So that is why I chose Left-Handed Crafter, which is awesome. I think it's a great representation of who and what I am. That is so cute. Is it not cute? I'll show you up close in a minute. I do hope that you all are enjoying this little quirky series that I have constructed for myself. Sometimes coming on here and creating a project can be difficult. Can be very difficult for me. So I always try to think about some of the craft projects that I want to make and share with you all before I do it. All of these projects are not completed in my head. They just get like a head start ahead of me, and then I just come on and do it. So let's see. Work is still crazy, since we're going to be chatting up some, because I have a few more things to do with this card, this project, this Creda for today. Are all of Prima stamps a different color rubber? Because the Julie Nutting dolls I know are Prima, and they have green in the back as well. And this is Prima, and it has green in the back. So I'm just wondering what's going on with that. I do love this. I wish that I had a journal sheet, a stamp close by, because that would be cute to overlay in here. But something special is how it is, and it looks very nice. You know, some pencils, and I think these are 2 pencils. And it just looks really, really pretty in my opinion. So that is that one. And that is this one right here. And here's this one. Uh-oh. All that white is trying to focus, and here's that one. My little roommate confiscates my cell phone once I pick him up from school and we get home. So sometimes, unbeknownst to me, is that what we say now? Unbeknownst to me, he will press a lot of buttons. Last night he called his dad, and I was asleep. We were both in the bed, and I was sleeping, and I heard someone talking. So yesterday was a very, very hard day for me. So I was like, what is that? And I was like, did you call me? And he was like, no, you called me. I said, no, your son called you. And so he was like, oh, and I was like, well, I'm asleep. And he's about to take his little butt to bed too. So we will talk to you later, Dad. And that's what happened with that. We hung up. So now what I want to do is, pull out this paper pad collection. And this is called the Stationer's Desk. And I want to say that I do have a paper pad for that as well, which is right here. And let's see how old this is. 2014. And I think that's why Peachy Cheap probably had them on such a good deal or sale. I think I got this whole set for a random number, maybe $15, I don't know. But I do like Prima because they only have, like, in this paper pad it's 48 sheets and it's 3 pages. So, you know, you can definitely gift one sheet, you know, 5 or 6 sheets to your Alright, the autofocus was on, so excuse the blurriness. So it's 16 patterns. So you can donate. You can give 1 sheet to a pen pal or a crafty friend. And you can give 2 sheets to that person, whoever you're giving it to. And I like to just flip through. I guess I'll do a quick flip through for you. And even though the paper that we're using has nothing to do with the Stationer's desk, we are using that stamp, and we are going to be putting some little random treasures from this paper pad in there. I love pages like this. I don't know why, I just do, because you can do so much with this. Like, you know, if I was thinking, I could have took this and maybe stamped this stamp right on top of there or something like that. So I do think that that is very, very nice to do. And I feel like that's awesome. Sometimes I think that I was born in the wrong era. Only because, you know, like I think that, for example, zoot suits, if you all know what that is, some of you will know what that is. I'm not sure if any of you were actually born around the zoot suit era, but you do know what it is. And then I'm going to look through this authentic paper and see, look at this. It says, today's beautiful moments are tomorrow's beautiful memories. So cute. The problem with this is that I think I don't know if it's 36 different cards or what. Let's see. And these are front and back, so definitely the recipient can do whatever they want with them. So I just need to see if it's more than one set. And you would think that if it's 36 cards, it should be more than one set. It should be at least 2 sets in here. But as I just did the flip through, I didn't see any of it, anything the same. Let's see, I see memories. All right, so somewhere, it doesn't matter. Don't pull from the very middle, silly lady. So I have 4 envelopes, and so we're going to be doing 4 different setups. These are so cute. I don't know if you all are into Project Life or scrapbooking, but I know that a lot of people use these for Project Life because memories are timeless, treasures of the heart. You know, you put this in your little binder or book, and then you put that little picture there, and this right here, and then a picture of your family or yourself, if that's what you so choose to do. And I like that they all have kind of like postage on the back of them, which is kind of what we're going for. My mom would bring these kind of things home. So where she worked, she had like a ring of, she was a factory worker, and this is when I was like 3, so 37 years ago. And she would bring, so she you tear off this portion, and back in the day, 37 years ago, for minorities, it still wasn't, you couldn't get like a really, really good job in Texas, and we lived in Brenham, Texas. So my mom can remember back when they still had for whites only, and colored go through the back door in Brenham, Texas, downtown. But we went to see if the sign was still up in like the downtown area of Brenham in 2009, and they had removed the sign. So it's just very interesting. So anyway, this little tag, she would tear this tag off and staple it to whatever she was doing, and she would bring all these little paper things home to me. And I guess she started my pack ratedness of random junk. So that's a little bit of a crazy tidbit. No matter how tall I grow, I will always want to love you. That's really cute. I like this, even though that was at the front. Sometimes it takes me a few times to appreciate the beauty in something. And I try to put, I'm only going to put a few of these in here because some of what I'm trying to do in this instance, I don't see anything that I want. I have a few sheets of the Sail Away With Me from Graphic 45. This would be cute in like a little flip book or something, because it has a lot of nautical themed transportation sayings or whatever. So this would be cute. You could put that in like a flip book or something, which is awesome. I really don't like to send the I love you to the people that I am crafting for or creating for. Not that I don't have strong feelings for them. I just, love we use so loosely nowadays, and it kind of loses the meaning of what is really important, which love is. And I do care deeply for a lot of the ladies that I have met here on YouTube, and I can honestly say that I think they make my crafty life a lot better. And when I tell them that I'm going through something, it works out. I just ruined this paper because I tore this thing off. I hate when I get paper pads that are kind of like that. So you see, this didn't even have one at all, and then this side is kind of jacked up. But they sell these at Hobby Lobby. I've talked way too long. And see, it says 15 designs, 45 sheets. So that's really, really good and bad. Only because you get, never mind. You do the math and you know what I'm talking about. These cards are super thick though. Very nice, good ATC size cards. And they have them in centimeters. It's in centimeters versus inches. So you can definitely cut this down a little bit and put it into a pocket letter. Or you can make your own if you have some type of fuse tool or a piece of, this is beautiful. Look at this. I do like how Prima takes some old and new and kind of meshes it together. On one of my live streams, I was talking about how the ladies dress, and people that were here for the live stream were laughing. Not like in a bad laugh, but just kind of chuckling away. And I love this. Mom to Create created something, I think it was doing a Christmas in July hop, and it had, it was a white sheet with music notes on it. I was like, that is so beautiful. I don't read music, but it would be cute to just take that and stamp it up. I have purchased a few books from a thrift store, music books, and so as I've already told you all, I have a problem with cutting up books, but as I cut more up, I feel more comfortable destroying the books for whatever reason, which is sad in a sense and cool in another sense. So I'm going to put all of the Prima in a different one versus the Authentique. So I am going to put these on the one that has the rose in the back of it. And I told you all this before, you don't have to seal your envelopes when you are doing this. You don't have to seal it at all, because once the person receives this, if you have a die cut that's small enough, you can definitely reuse this paper. If you have a stamp you want to use, you can definitely do something else with this. Whenever Ruth Inkwell sends me these types of things, she writes a note right on the envelope inside, and it's so beautiful. So I've scrap lifted this idea from her. Thanks, Ruth. I really appreciate that. I wanted to pop this on the front though, and I really wish I had my corner rounder here, but I don't. And what I am going to do is pull out some washi. Okay, so I couldn't find any washi that I liked close by. I wanted to use, I thought I had a silver washi, and then I started thinking the other day I did a video with washi and it tore my paper really badly, so I am not going to do that. I'm going to take this string. I think this string is a little bit on the unattractive side to me, and it doesn't really match that. So for myself, then what I should be doing, I'm going to just pull out a paper clip, and I was trying to find a white paper clip, and of course I didn't have one close by, which is okay. And this is kind of like a peach, not a peach, what is that? Beige, yellow, off yellow. Is off yellow a color? I don't know. You know, I only know the primary, the plain old school basic color, so I don't know if that's a real color or not. Oh, here we go, right here. I'm going to use a white paper clip. Put these paper clips to use besides altering a paper clip. I guess when you create a different type of paper clip, is that considered an alter paper clip? And so here we are. And that way she could use all of this. It's not just what I've done. But I do like how that is. And so now with these little Authentique cards, I am going to put those in the one that says something special. And we're going to pop those right in there. And since we don't have a color, I'm just going to pull out. I think I'll keep the theme all the same just so it looks normal and not too random. I know that I passed my 33 minutes and 10 seconds, so this video is going to be probably a 3-part, because I have one or two more portions to do besides cut this paper up, and I'm going to cut that paper up offline. But I just went ahead and pulled out the 4 paper clips. And I'm going to put this paper clip at the bottom, like that. And then I'm going to cut this paper down. And whenever I have paper like this, since I think this is a 6x6 pad, let's see. I think it's a 6x6 pad. So what I'm going to do with the 6x6 pad is just cut it into 4 pieces. Or sometimes you see how it says, usually it's even across here. So it would be like this is a chunk, and a chunk. But it's not. If you notice, it's kind of like this. So this is a piece, and then this is a piece, because you can see where it starts to repeat. So what I think I'll do is cut it down the middle, or maybe I'll cut 3 pieces, so it'll be a 3 strip. I just got to figure it out. And I'm definitely going to cut that offline, only so we're not here for a super duper long time. I want to try to make a few more videos before my little roommate wakes up. So when I come back, we'll have this cut up. I want to just quickly come on and say something really quick. So I'm cutting this Prima paper. I don't know if it's made by a different, like if it's core paper or whatever, but I made clean cuts today with this. You see, clean cuts. Look at these. The edges are jagged. I'm not understanding what's going on right now. And I just wanted to come on and quickly say that. I'm going to go back to cutting the paper offline, but I don't know what's going on. Okay, so this piece right here is going to go in this one. And what I did was I took my scissors and I cut this one down just to see if it was a difference. And of course, the reason why I was trying to use the paper cutter is because I wanted to cut straight and not jagged. And so here we are with those little pieces that will go in here. And then in this one, these pieces, I just went back over the edges on some of them and cut it down. But the person that I'm sending to works with distress. They distress some of their paper edges. So I just decided to leave it be, and then if she wants to cut it, she can definitely cut the edges off. And I just took this because it was 6 by 6, and I just cut these into 2-inch strips. And she could cut them down smaller if she chooses to. It's what she wants to do, not really what I want to do. At the end, once she receives the packaging, and I'm just going to again put it like this. I don't know why I swapped it out. I just thought that it looked better this way, and that way you're holding this. And I don't want to put any type of adhesive, anything on the envelope itself, only because I don't want it to stick and tear. And then on this one, because it has little flowers, no, I'm not going to send any flowers to her. Although I do have a lot of little pieces cut out. So I could do that if I wanted to, but I'm not. I'm going to be using some of my Dear Lizzie paper pieces that I got from Tuesday morning. And what I am going to do is pull them out, and we'll sort through them together, and then we'll just discuss what we've done today, because it's just, this is really kind of like, using your tools, digging the stuff out that you have, and how do you craft and make it more. So what we really did was took some paper, some stamps, and we've made beautiful, we've embellished some paper with just a stamp. I don't want to do any decorating because, again, the paper itself, the envelope itself is a part of what I am gifting her. and she can cut this off or do whatever she wants with it. Isn't this umbrella really cute? I don't really know what to do with acetate pieces, but we're going to just try to stick with, I guess we could have did that, but since this little rose is on the back, we're going to do some flowers for her. These balloons are cute as well. I've never heard of McAllister's until I came to Mississippi, but that's what we had for dinner last night, and they have sandwiches, and I just had that and some unsweet tea. And woo, when your stress level is skyrocketing to the roof, I guess you burn more metabolism, because my stomach is doing flips over here. It's like you need to hurry up and eat something. But I'm just going to go and get some water and drink some water first. I like this. It says heck yes, so we'll put that in there. This little heart. Sunshine equals happiness, and we'll put all those little things in there. So we'll put all that in there. I am going to be entering a challenge. Not that I think I'll win, but the challenge of the challenge is to only use 3 colors. It's for creatively crafting with Marty. And she has a challenge to make her a flip book using only 3 colors. That's going to be interesting. Very interesting. I don't even know how that's going to turn out for myself or any of the other ladies that's entering. But some people work good in sets of, you know, plain colors. You know, even if it was exotic colors, purple, magenta, and another color, they can get it all together. But we'll see what I come up with. So this is our Creda for today, which is envelope stuffing, I guess you could say. So we've made some envelopes, and we have stuffed them with random goodies, if you will, if you want to say it like that. So I want to say once again, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your love and support. Happy Creda.